Hi, I'm Sullivan, the founder of Harp Mastery, where we make harp happiness a daily practice and a way of life. So are you getting stuck trying to put your music hands together? Does it seem like an insurmountable kind of a challenge? Well, let me guess what's happening. You work very hard at hands separately. You learn those hands really correctly. You've got the right notes, the right rhythm, the right fingering. You're working on your technique. You've got everything down. And then you try to put it hands together and it just isn't working. Well, now I'm a firm believer actually in hands together practice from the very beginning stages of music learning. But if you're stuck trying to get your music hands together now, let me show you what you can do. Start with a 4-bar segment of your piece. I mean, 4 measures is about the right length. If you have a lot of notes in those measures, then make the segment shorter. If the measures are pretty short, then make the segment longer. But take, 4 measures or so, and we're going to break it apart. You've been doing that already, right? So you've got your hands separately, and what I'd like you to do is go through each hand separately at your goal tempo. I know you're probably playing quite a bit slower now, but let's see if you can't get that at tempo, or at least as close to tempo as possible. Now I have a little Bach minuet here just to demonstrate with, and so it's this one, right? And you've heard many people play that quite slowly, but it doesn't really go that way. It really goes pretty fast. So I'm going to do hands separately at that tempo I want to go, like this. Now I took an 8-measure segment there. You don't have to go quite so long. That's the right hand. I'm going to do the left hand at the same speed. Okay, hands are working separately at tempo. And now we're going to go back and start to put it hands together at a much slower speed. Half tempo or slower. Put the metronome on because you want to stay steady. The metronome is important here. In fact, I could put my metronome on. Okay, this is pretty slow, and it'll give me lots of chance to actually see where my hands are going and get them right. I would go through the whole section like that. It may not go together quite so well for you. You may have to slow it down a lot, and you may find that working on one measure at a time is all you can really do just to get it, let's see, this way. Just to get it to go hands together. But that's what you want to do. Hands separately at tempo, hands together as much slower as you need to, but at a steady tempo with the metronome. Work at the coordination. So here's the secret. Putting your hands together is not just putting the right hand and the left hand together. It's more than that. It's really a completely different coordination involving both hands and your eyes and your brain, trying to get everything to line up. And this is why you find it so challenging. And it's not surprising that it's more challenging, or it shouldn't be. It's a completely different skill than just playing one hand at a time. So by making each hand alone play quickly, you're making sure that you have all the necessary skill in your fingers to actually do what they need to do more or less automatically, so that when you start to put it hands together, each hand individually isn't searching for what has to happen. They sort of know, and all you have to do is really start to balance where you're looking, where you're paying attention, and which hand you're paying attention to at what time. So all of that is what you're trying to coordinate. That's why hands together is so much different than hands separately. Now, if, 2 measures at a time or 4 measures at a time is too big a chunk for you, break it into smaller pieces, and you can put it together that way. But whatever it is, start working hands together now. Now, I have a step-by-step chart that walks you through this process that I would love you to have. And all you have to do is click on the link in this post and enter your email, and I will send you the chart, and you can get started with your hands together practice today.